I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way.
Hello everybody, this is Nate. I just wanted to walk through some of the basics of Google Docs today and show you some features that maybe you aren't aware of. So to open a new document, of course, I'm here in my Google Drive and I can just go to New to Doc, Google Doc. And sometimes it's easy just to jump right in and start typing, but for this video I wanted to look at some of the different drop-down menus and toolbars to kind of give you an idea of some of the tools that are in this powerful Google Doc. So first, let's just start on the left here with File. Of course, these are very self-explanatory, but also if you're looking at another language, maybe you're a foreign language teacher, or maybe you want to write to a parent, you have all these languages, and if you set the language, that's going to do your spell check in that language also. Something that I find very useful is the download as. Download as gives you different options when you want to save this document to share with other people. You can see I can change a Google Doc into a Word document. Another very useful one is PDF. That's something that can be shared all over the place. And the third option, if you make a really nice looking document that's just information that you want to get out to people, you can publish it to the web. And what that does is it will make your Google Doc a website, and it will look just like you created it. And then you have a URL that you can share with other people. Instead of emailing tons of attachments, you can just post a URL somewhere, and that's available for them, obviously on the web. Down here, also the page setup is good for formatting. If I click that, this is where I change it from landscape and portrait. My margins are here. You can change paper size. And also sometimes it's fun just to change the color of the page. So if you don't want to have a white background, you want to make it gold or something like that. That's how you do that. I'm going to put it back to white just because. Okay. Next, under the Edit tab, we have your normal cut, copy, paste, undo, redo. And something I like to point out is here on the right, you have the shortcuts for the keyboards. And if there's something you do a lot, like obviously paste or copy, you can look at it a few times and then you start remembering, oh yeah, Control C, Control V, whatever. You have the select all, select none. Find and replace is also nice if you're looking to change a word many times. Under mode, this is an important thing to take a look at. Now you can see over here, it shows me I'm in editing mode, and I can change it here. I could also change it just by coming over here if I want, but I wanted to talk about what these are. Editing mode is where I'm actually typing and changing, editing the document. If I were collaborating with someone and I didn't want to change their document, but I did want to make some suggestions, I will select the suggesting, and you'll see it turns green over there that shows me I'm in suggesting. If I suggest things, it's going to put them in a green bracket and put a little comment out to the side, and that draws the attention to the original author, but it doesn't change it specifically. This might be a good thing if a student shares a document with you and you want to just give some suggestions without giving them, like the answer. And finally, viewing is just right here. There are a lot of things you can insert into a document. It doesn't have to be just words. This is where we can find an image. Link would be like a link to a website. You can insert charts, equations. And remember, whenever there's a little arrow here to the right, that gives you even more options. So you can go down there. We have all different kinds of things that you can enter. If you're super into things like that, you got headers and footers and everything. And table of contents is a great tool. It's kind of an advanced tool. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. Your formatting is here. Obviously, the little side arrows give us so many different options. Spacing, capitalization, rules, and then you can see this doesn't have anything on it. So some of these are grayed out, but we also have options to like crop an image, create borders or lines or things like that. Other tools that exist, Explore. Explore is a tool which is like having a Google search right here on the right that will help you to do research while you're typing, so you don't have to go back and forth between different tabs or different screens. Let's see, where was I? Here, you can do voice typing, which is very useful. I like to do this sometimes, and it's just what it says. This is a way you can type a document without having to type it, period. New line. I like to use voice typing sometimes when I'm not feeling like typing with my hands, period. And you get the idea. There are actually tons and tons of different commands to like highlight and bold print and select and copy and paste. You could create a whole document with just your voice if you memorize all those codes. You can translate a document here, and probably not going to use script editor. Personal dictionary is if there's a word you use a lot. For example, my daughter's name's Chalet and never gets on any spell checkers the right way. So I'll add her name to my personal dictionary, and then it will not mark it as misspelled all the time. Here's where you can insert tables, and you just tell it how big you want the tables, and it goes ahead and inserts it, and then you have all your different possibilities. Add-ons are something that you can go to. If you go to Get Add-ons, these are extra scripts that have been written to give you extra tools to use inside of your document. And you can do a search here. Literally, there are thousands of them. So, if there's something you want to do, you should check out the add-ons because somebody's done a lot of work to prepare it for you, just to make it nice. I like the fonts, and I like GMath is nice to create math expressions. The highlighter tool is very nice. Obviously, Thesaurus, RaiQ kind of shows the level of writing that somebody's writing at. Those are just a few. And of course, you always have help. So if there's something you want to do, just go to help and click in the search, and you'll find it really quickly. Now, some of the more common things that you might use are up here on this toolbar. So we have the print, undo, do, paint format. This is your zoom. You could change fonts from here, the size. Here's the link, add a comment, and your formatting. These are all some very useful ones. If you feel like you don't want those showing or want to hide them, just go ahead and click that arrow, and it'll give you some more space, and you don't get all these. One thing I will mention, let's say I had some words here, and I want to leave a comment. Let's say I was collaborating with somebody. I can just highlight this, and you can see this little quotation mark comes. I click this, it says add a comment. It shows I'm adding the comment, and this is my comment. And if I click it, it will show. Now, if I wanted to give this to somebody specifically, I'll put plus, and then I can't send it to myself. Let's send it to, very good. So if I said, I want this, if it were like we were working on a project or something together, I could actually assign this, and I would get an email that says, hey, this has been assigned to you. But if I just comment it, since I put plus and in the email, it's going to send an email to that person to tell them, hey, you need to pay attention to this. It's something that's been brought to my attention that you need to look at or whatever. Okay, so this is just a quick rundown of some of the first things you might get into with your Google Docs. Don't forget that your share settings are up here, and this gives you an option to say who you want to share this with. If you go to advanced, you can change things like you want it public or you want it just for people in the district. or whatever, but these things are really nice. If you're doing something that, let's say somebody, you don't want changed or whatever, here in the advanced share settings, you can also click prevent editors from changing access and disable the ability to download or print or copy. And that I do use that sometimes just because. Anyways, so that's possible. So all these things are here. Last but not least, you can star a document to be able to find it quickly in your Google Drive later, or up here you can move it to a specific folder so you know where it's at inside of your Google Drive. So I hope this was helpful for you. And remember, you're the person that knows knows your class. You can there are lots of things to be creative with here, and there are lots of options. The key is don't just use a Google document just to type words. Today's learner has tools, and you have tools to make things creative, to make things interesting, and to make things more useful than ever before. So the challenge for this badge is going to be think about what are some things you could do. What are some of all these options you can use in your classroom so that it becomes relevant for you? So thanks for your time.